Folks, this is alarming to say the least. Their plan has been exposed, and I don't even think they're really trying to cover it up or hide it anymore. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin. Please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, help increase the reach so that more folks can gain access to this important information and, most importantly, the truth. Folks, links in the description if you want opportunities on building wealth, starting side hustles, building passive income streams, and protecting your assets through diversified portfolio techniques that I myself use every single day. Now, I want to share with you this recent update about Walmart closures in Albuquerque that will have, according to these headlines, huge impacts to lower income residents. And this Walmart is actually not far from the Walmart that my family and I happened to visit during our summer full-time van life road trip, where we spent about 2 months living in our van full-time as we traveled the western half of the United States. But in a stop at a Walmart in Albuquerque, New Mexico, we were in the middle of gunfire. It was apparently, according to the locals shopping, one of the customers that were actually in the parking lot that I spoke to that was right next to it happening, he says, no, this is pretty normal. This happens almost every day. Like just like he's in a war zone, and it didn't even faze him in the slightest. But this warning about how this Walmart closure, the second one that I received in the last 24 hours with another in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, is aimed particularly at a specific demographic. A Walmart that serves a lifeline for parts of Southeast Albuquerque will be closing its doors next month, and the announcement was made yesterday on Wednesday. And the Walmart on San Mateo near Central, situated near some of Albuquerque's lower income neighborhoods, announced it will be a part of a company-wide closure happening across the country. Company-wide closures happening across the country, folks. Pay attention. It's what I've been telling you guys about. People in the southeast Albuquerque area will have to find a new place to do their shopping after Walmart announced it's closing one of its stores on March 10th. The company said after a thorough review process that included financial performance, they determined the store in San Mateo near Zuni was underperforming. So, I'm not going to read the full article. You guys can go check it out. But look, folks, like I told you, my prediction for 2023, more of the same. And this is exactly it, more of the same. They did a financial review to determine that the store was underperforming. Well, in spite of Walmart's record-breaking annual sales, what do you think would cause a store to underperform? I don't know, large amounts of theft that they are now targeting and pinpointing in these lower income communities, specifically those, more than likely, primarily a majority of color. Now, regardless, this is a beginning of the end, folks, of the future of Walmart. Walmart shoppers, consumers, in-store, brick and mortar, as well as jobs and employment opportunities. As these stores shut down, they take the jobs with them. And they will not necessarily really do anything positive for the community with a giant vacant hole, a vacuum left as a void once Walmart packs up and leaves for good, after having flushed out all the mom and pop stores that were once in these towns. But think about it like this. We had severe shortages over the past couple of years. Everybody's fully aware. Supply chain issues cause these problems. In addition to the large amounts of theft and people literally not really knowing what to do with themselves in this strange and challenging economic climate. Again, folks, if you're looking for ways to produce income, revenue, additional income, increased income, please use the free links in the description. Come on now. But just think about it like this. If we have limited supply chain availability, increased demand with limited supply, which ultimately drove up prices, which is what allowed Walmart and these other companies to make record profits over the last couple of years. How do you mitigate shortages? Which I just saw a recent report that the predictions for the upcoming supply chain, specifically shipping containers by sea, is going to be severely challenged, to say the least. So we're nowhere near being out of the woods yet, folks, if ever. Because these companies, these businesses have realized the error in their ways, and they're making changes to support their own balance sheets, their own profitability, and shareholder confidence. So what's one way to mitigate shortages and empty shelves? Reallocate. So if you have, let's just look at easy mathematics. If you had 3 stores, 3 Walmarts within a certain mile radius, and each one of these Walmarts, they saw a roughly 33% decline in product availability, specifically food, because food is the profit center, folks. Listen to me. Food is the profit center, and this is the direction that they're going, the future of food. So if each of these 3 stores had a 33% decline in availability, ultimately producing empty shelves, you could reallocate. Close 2 of the stores and then reallocate 66%. Now, I can't say with any degree of certainty of what these people are going to do once this situation comes to a head. Granted, the options include traveling further, finding different dumpsters. Granted, the opportunities are going to be fewer and further between. Some may resort to violence, some may resort to theft. The possibilities vary. They really do. Me personally, I would much rather likely prefer to see people take control of their future, of their financial situation, and try to improve the situation rather than just get by, which includes digging through dumpsters. But, to each their own. Meanwhile, this one here says, this one's really telling, folks. It says, Kevin, when I put 2 and 2 together, I think it's making sense if we look at it that Walmart especially is complaining about theft and shoplifting. And they've known this would happen more and more. Years ago, they knew all about this self-checkout gimmicks that people can play. So why did they take cash registers out and put self-scanning services in everywhere? I think it's going to be their reason for building robotic stores with fingerprint and facial ID. We won't be able to walk in without a face or palm scan, and once you're in the store, they'll be able to detect every move of merchandise that you make, and it charges you in your CBDC, your central bank digital currency, Executive Order 14067. It will charge your CBDC account as you walk out. Then the robotic door closes behind you. I also think all stores will be using this process to save money on hiring people. Fixing theft and lost items or money, even managers won't be needed. AI will manage their entire businesses. So will Amazon deliver with drones or have their robotic self-serve stores? What's cheaper? It's all about the Benjamins. No, folks, it is all about the money. It is. These corporate entities, these companies, these corporations. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon can't make $26 million a year in total compensation if they're not pulling in crazy profits, okay? And he definitely can't make that kind of money if they're losing money left and right. So they're going to, and they're not afraid to invest millions and billions into the survival and sustainability of their business and their future of making money. And that's just plain and simple. That's just how it is, folks. We should all have the same viewpoint of being willing to invest in ourselves and our futures, especially our financial futures and our ability to maintain income, produce savings, and potentially have enough in investments and passive income and a nest egg to retire. Nobody wants to work until they die, okay? But unfortunately, in these lower income communities, like here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where Walmart's closing yet another store, These communities typically lack the knowledge and education and the resources available to them, whether it be free of charge or with a charge associated with it, to help them navigate and understand as beginners how to invest and how to build wealth and how to make more money and how to save money and how to improve their financial situations and how to survive a recession and an economic collapse. They just don't have that. And then now you have a company like Walmart that's pulling out. It's only going to further create this food desert, this banking desert. This it's just going to further detract from the overall community, and these folks are ultimately being pushed further down, closer to the bottom, and more likely to be wiped out if they don't take action, if they don't take the steps to make a change. And this is not a time where I would want to be putting my faith and my future survival and trust in the government to bail us out of any of these situations. And I would rather go out. I just wouldn't do it. This is at a time where President Biden wants you to believe that hamburgers cost $4 a pound, a whole chicken costs $8, and your 401k is crashing because his economy is so good. After having posted that shovels in the ground, cranes in the air, factories opening up, that means more union jobs in a Biden economy. I mean, this isn't necessarily about union jobs and non-union jobs, but I will say this. Again, I don't want to put my faith, I don't want to put my trust in the government to support me, especially a government that has already turned their backs on unions. Case in point, railroad workers. Think about it. Meanwhile, Joe Biden says that I ran for president to make sure that the economy works for everyone. Let's look at the results. The unemployment rate is at 3.4%, a 50-year low. We've created 800,000 good-paying manufacturing jobs, the fastest growth in 40 years. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, Federal Reserve Chair, is pushing to increase the unemployment rate and take away jobs. So what's really going on? Kamala Harris. In the last 24 months, the economy has created 12 million jobs in America, and more people are working than at any point in American history. While there's still more work to do, we're making immense progress. So is it 800,000 or is it 12 million? And is the fact that more people are working in American history now than ever because of inflation and prices being so high and people having to have multiple jobs, more than one, just to barely keep their heads above water? Oh, and however many retirees had to come out of retirement and go back to work because they couldn't afford to stay retired? I feel like we're being misled here. Again, I wouldn't put my trust in them to bail me out. Not in this economic climate, not in these times. President Biden's attempt to tell Americans that our economy is strong is a lie. American families know the pain of Biden inflation due to his reckless spending. In addition, 56% of workers say that they expect to have less than $500,000 saved for retirement, including 36% forecasting less than $250,000 in savings. Links in the description, folks. If this is you, time to get your butt into gear, because the clock is ticking. You don't want to end up behind the 8 ball. You don't want that to happen. This one says, I was recently reading a report that stated over 20% of the nation's workforce consists of people of retirement age. This is troubling for many reasons. Most seniors simply do not have enough savings to supplement their income, and this just further substantiates my point. Meanwhile, Biden says that Republicans want to take away Social Security, but yet 25 states hit the Biden administration with lawsuits over climate action targeting Americans' retirement savings. And prior to 1983, Social Security was not taxable. In 1983, Joe Biden voted in favor of taxing 50% of Social Security, and it passed. So he's been working on this for quite a while, folks. Look, the simple fact of the matter is that we are in a challenging time. The writing is on the wall. Their plan has been exposed, and there are going to be groups of people in society, in this country and around the world, that are ultimately going to suffer the fate of a economic cycle and shift that is ultimately going to drive out the lower income, less financially stable families lacking savings and the ability to earn increased income amounts, whom also have the added benefit of savings and investing. Folks, I don't know how else to put it, but this is it. But let me know what you guys think. Drop a comment down below. Let me know. I got some more updates here that I want to bring to you guys, and we want to stay on top of this and make sure that we're not getting blindsided by all that is going on, because there's a lot of things out there that's happening that's trying to keep us distracted from what's really happening. And if that happens, then we're all doomed. Until next time, you all take care. Be safe. I'll see you. Bye.